What's
All
up,
right.
everybody? Another episode of Let's Argue. We're in the middle of Sunday Night Football halftime right now, so we're going to have our little halftime show in between. We're only going to do an NFL segment. MLB's over with. We all know that. Sorry for not having YouTube content last week. We kind of had to improvise a little bit. Eddie was out of town visiting family. So I kind of just ran solo during the middle of the week, and then here we are Sunday night watching some football. And I think we had some upsets this week, honestly. And we're going to go ahead and roll into some of those games right now because as of right now, we'll dive into the Sunday Night Football at the end, but we're going to hit from top to bottom for this week of football. We're in week 10. Yeah, week 10 of 18.
Yep.
We're getting to that point in the season where your team is either out of it or in it, and we're about to speak on that right now.
Yeah, so just started off real quick this morning. Seahawks and Buccaneers, first game in Germany. And Buccaneers kind of went away with it really early, going up 21-0 or 21-3.
21-3.
The Seahawks, Geno Smith, started rallying back.
Kind of garbage time, in my opinion. Like Buccaneers kind of had it in the bag. It was like 8 minutes left in the game, up 21-3. Seahawks had a touchdown. I think went for 2, didn't work out. Got another touchdown, or went for the extra point, then went for the touchdown and 2 point. I want to say, didn't get it, and it just felt like Buccaneers kind of had it, and I think they re-identified themselves. They have Goodwin back. They have Godwin. My mistake. That was my apologies. They got Godwin back. Mike Evans is in there. Had a decent game. Leonard Fournette's in there. Their running back White was having a hell of a game. It seems like Brady kind of got it figured out too. Seems like the offense is kind of rolling again. Got Julio Jones back out there. Yep. They look like the Buccaneer team that everyone was expecting for the season, and they kind of came in a little towards the, I want to say, late second half of the season so far, but they're still in it. They kind of proved themselves out, beating the Seahawks. I don't think the Seahawks are all of what the media and fans have been thinking they are. I think it kind of showed today. I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting game. It was a win-win, not a win-win. Excuse me. It was a must-win for both teams. Seahawks to remain in the lead, which they still are, but you want to keep going with the lead right now, especially with the Niners are 4-4. The Rams aren't doing so hot, and I mean the Cardinals
just beat the Rams today.
Yep. So, anyways, but no, I mean this was a good game, especially in Germany. Tom Brady, fun fact, is 4-0 in overseas games. So,
the only quarterback to win all of his games overseas.
Yeah. Now, going forward into another game, Dolphins that are red hot. They're firing on all cylinders. It doesn't not look like the Dolphins are stopping whatsoever since Tua got back from concussion protocol.
Yeah, I feel like if Tua can stay out of the concussion protocol, they will do just fine. Tua didn't really have to do a whole lot passing because with Jeff Wilson, Raheem Mostert running the ball, they are a pretty hard team to stop.
Yeah, with Jeff Wilson, 17 carries, 119 yards, averaging 7. Same thing with Raheem Mostert. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill are still killing it. I mean, in the air, receiving-wise, it's been crazy. I mean, the Dolphins look like a force to be reckoned with in the AFC. And it's going to be interesting. The Dolphins are now leading their division since the Buffalo Bills lost today.
Yeah.
That was...
I think the Dolphins are going to win it at this point.
Yeah, the Bills... Josh Allen has an injury, but they said he was day-to-day. Then today they said it was game-time decision.
He seemed fine.
He seemed fine, averaging the same throwing attempts, same yards, I believe. The only thing, it was kind of weird. Something was going on in his head or whatsoever. I mean, threw 2 picks today.
Yeah, I think, honestly, the injury has to play a part in that a little bit. But they were playing the 7-1 Vikings. You can't
Yeah.
go into that game thinking that you're going to come out with a W. I mean, Kirk Cousins had a hell of a game. Kirk Cousins didn't play that great either. Like, both quarterbacks did not play that great.
No.
But the defense for both teams is stepping up. Now, there was a catch in this game that I was watching where they said Gabe Davis caught it, and he did not. And it was all over the media that Gabe Davis did not catch that crucial first down that they all thought that he did. He did not catch it. They didn't even review it.
Right.
And it was the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, and they didn't review it, which is a little odd for the NFL to not be reviewing plays in the last 2 minutes of the game. They're
I think
supposed
Buffalo
to,
knew.
but Buffalo snapped the ball before they can even call for a review.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. They had to move on to the next play. Lions-Bears was a tight, contested game.
Yeah, Justin Fields is just taking over. I mean, he 13 carries for 147 yards,
But
2
he's
touchdowns.
not throwing the ball at all.
Yeah, he threw 20 times in.
Most quarterbacks throw 20 times in one half.
Yeah, landed 12 of those for 167 yards. He still had 2 touchdowns. I mean, the man had 4 touchdowns today. But I mean, Justin Fields.
He kind of added to his offensive arsenal, but like they're 3-7 now. It's not looking too hot for the Bears. Lions are what 3-6 now.
3-6.
Their head coach is on the chopping block. I would say the same for the Bears now. Their head coach is on the chopping block. I feel like if they lose another one, their head coach may or may not be there.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Lions. The Lions are on the chopping block, I would say, for the rest of the season.
Lions are definitely in that kind of gray space for coming out of the gates so hot with their first game against Seattle. I mean, a high-scoring game. They're a high-scoring offense, at least from the beginning weeks of this NFL season. But, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how the Lions keep progressing and if they're going to keep this win streak alive. This is a 2-game win streak. Now, with that being said, moving on to Chiefs and Jags. Jaguars started this game with an onside kick. Very weird. Doug Peterson said, you know what, full send. Let's do it. Need to do everything I can to beat Pat.
Jaguars didn't really stand a chance in this game. The Chiefs were in control pretty much the whole game. 27-17 doesn't really say a whole lot, but like they were up like 3 scores. Like I want to say the whole game.
Yeah. I mean,
Chiefs kind of laid back towards the second half, and then it just kind of
snowballed.
Yeah.
Giants and Texans. Texans have not been. I mean, we could just kind of say it now. The Texans have not been.
Yeah, 24-16. I want to say at halftime the Giants were up 21-3.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. Giants were in control of that game the whole way. They kind of just let the Texans do what they wanted towards the fourth quarter, and it kind of showed. And the Giants are. It's safe to say they are a good team this year.
Yeah, Giants have definitely
they're beating teams that they're supposed to beat at this point.
Yeah, they're figuring out who they are again with Saquon doing his thing.
And Daniel Jones is definitely at this point. What are they? 7-2.
7-2.
Yeah, they're right there in the NFC East race.
Mm-hmm.
With the Cowboys losing just a couple hours ago, that did not help them out one bit because now the Giants are sitting at second place.
Yep, and they're 6-3 now. They will have to face the Cowboys again. Same thing with the Eagles. They'll have to face. Now, I mean, Cowboys can definitely come back, but that game alone. Let's go ahead and move on to the Cowboys and Packers in Lambeau.
Yeah,
Dak Prescott did not look too hot.
No, he
threw 2
did
interceptions.
not look hot at all this game.
Now, I wouldn't say it's all on his fault. There's one where CeeDee Lamb just did not look back.
I think the issue with the Cowboys is they were so focused on Aaron Rodgers that Aaron Jones had him a game. He kind of marched across the field for the Packers.
I believe the Cowboys had a good. They knew what they were going to do this game, but the Cowboys'
not having Elliott to come in to rotate, I think affected the offensive pace a little bit.
It was definitely different. But, I mean, the Cowboys did have Malik Davis come in. He kind of took a little bit off of Tony Pollard, but you definitely didn't see that difference. Now,
Pollard never has 20-plus carries, and this is his first game, I believe, probably this season where he had 20-plus carries. Pollard is good,
in the
but
last
he
game
didn't really
20.
have anyone to sub him.
Yeah, but yeah, the Packers. I mean, there's nothing really else to say besides the Cowboys let it go offensively, and it showed. The Packers took advantage of that. Aaron Rodgers started connecting with Watson, first-round pick. Their wide receiver, rookie. I mean, he did really well today. Aaron Rodgers connected a few times with that. He made a couple rookie mistakes, but they made it. Aaron Rodgers does what he does best when he's given the ball again.
Yeah.
In crunch time.
I mean,
They did it.
They did it. And I would say right now we got what? Cardinals-Rams game to talk about. Saints-Steelers. I mean, I feel like that game was pretty lopsided.
Yeah, a game I do want to talk about is Colts and Raiders. Jeff Saturday, first game as a head coach.
And I think he solidified what he is.
I think it's kind of tough to say because it was the Raiders. Now,
And Raiders head coach, I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. We were talking about it quite a bit. With the lineup that you have offensively and defensively, you just had one of your starting linebackers retire out of the blue in the middle of the practice week, like on a Thursday or Wednesday. Just said, "Yeah, no, I'm hanging it up." There's a problem there.
yeah, and
There's something, and then like Carr was crying in the interview saying that like certain people are not motivated. He's not going to say names, but I had a feeling that was a hot shot to the coach.
I think it was a hot shot to a couple of the people that have been frustrated. Not going to say Devontae Adams. I mean, we've all know Devontae Adams left the Packers to come over to the Raiders, and obviously I don't think he was prepared to come into a situation like the Raiders are right now. David Carr crying, a lot of people are making jokes about him, saying this and this and that, just saying, suck it up, it's football, but at the same time, David Carr has been through the ringer with the Raiders. You make it to the playoffs one season, next season you...
Damn near a Super Bowl. You're literally like seconds away from the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and the Raiders are just that team that it feels like they're like literally...
You would think as an owner of the team, as a GM of the team, as like anybody high up in that team, front office-wise, you had an interim head coach almost take you to the Super Bowl. Why not? At that point, he took the team so far with the lineup that he had last year. Added Devontae Adams. Imagine if you had the same coach going into the next season. The team would, I think, perform a lot differently. They would have more faith in who's in charge of them.
Yeah, it was pretty sad to see just David Carr and his emotions. But, I mean, Colts, they rallied together. Jeff Saturday got his first win as an NFL head coach. No prior coaching experience except for in high school. He was coaching high school ball, and I mean, definitely shocked the coaching world.
He's been an NFL analyst for years on ESPN. Like he has the show and he's on there every day, every afternoon. Like
I mean,
the
that is
dude's
true.
been heavily involved as an analyst for years.
I just feel like as the coaching profession, you got guys that are getting paid next to none,
as assistants and stuff like that. But I mean, you got to look at it. Maybe he doesn't have an NFL resume, but his NFL resume is 13 seasons with one team, 6 Pro Bowls, Super Bowl champion.
He is an All-Pro. It's just at the same time,
Hall of Fame center that most teams haven't seen in the last probably decade.
If he goes, I mean, if they start winning, I mean, Jeff Saturday will make a believer.
They won today, and Jeff Saturday let Matt Ryan play.
It's true.
And Matt Ryan did not look half bad.
Left my phone there.
He didn't look half bad, but anyways, Cardinals-Rams game. Cardinals dominated that whole game.
Yeah, Kyler Murray had a hamstring injury, so he was inactive today. Colt McCoy stepped up, and DeAndre Hopkins.
Is sad for the Rams. I mean, Rams had their backup QB in too. It was, I would say, even matchup.
Yeah, and not only that, but Rams had another emotional player, Cooper Kupp. You can see the frustration that he has coming from a Super Bowl team to a team where
they're fighting. They're fighting for the playoffs now.
That and
if they even make it at this point.
correct. Now, the Rams just don't look as good. I mean, they look like they've lost everything that they were doing. I
That
mean,
dead
they're
last in
their
the
division.
3-game losing streak. Like they're not looking good. I want to say, what are they in the division?
And not only that, but they play the Saints next, another affordable defense, and then they go to the Chiefs.
They
right
go to the
after.
Chiefs. It's like the Niners did. I mean, if the Niners struggle against the Chiefs, just go ahead and chalk it up that the Rams are going to be right there struggling.
Yeah. Now,
Matthew Stafford has to come back for them to do anything. I mean, he's in concussion protocol. Obviously, he'll be back next week. But Rams without Matthew Stafford goes to show they don't stand a living chance.
yeah. Now, with that being said, we do have the Chargers United game going on right now.
Yeah,
as we're
third
talking,
quarter's actually going on as we're talking to you guys.
and it's going pretty damn quick. Now, the Niners and Chargers, yeah, it's already
God,
almost
dude,
7 minutes.
flying by. The Niners are moving the ball.
Now,
Third and goal.
With that being said, the Niners, the run game is there. The run game is present, like it always is with the Niners.
They are rotating McCaffrey a lot more than I thought they were.
Yeah,
But this is the first week Elijah Mitchell is back. I think come fourth quarter, though, they're probably going to roll deep in the McCaffrey playbook.
yeah. Now, Deebo Samuel and George Kittle have not really seen a lot of.
George Kittle had a
Plays?
key play that
He
kept
did.
the touchdown drive going. And I think, like I was saying it during the game to him, but getting Kittle and Debo the ball is very significant in a game like this.
Yeah,
Because this is a very significant game. The Seahawks lost today. Niners need to win this game to solidify their spot. All right, 16-13. The Niners are, scoring still, moving the ball. They
just
struggle
can't find the end zone.
They can't find the end zone. Chargers defense is pretty stacked, even though they're without Joey Bosa.
well, not only that, but they are losing key players and injuries. Chargers are getting banged up.
Yeah, they're getting beat up.
Insane.
And the Niners are keeping up with the high offense.
Yeah, so I feel like the 49ers will turn around and win this game. I'm not sure if we came in here for our own halftime show. We're not sure if Herbert is back yet. But so far, Justin Herbert took a pretty big, significant hit to the head by Greenlaw.
Yeah.
We saw the hit happen.
He was running
Live.
forward, did not slide, and they disqualified Greenlaw.
By
I would
leading
say
with his shoulder almost, and I mean he did clip the side of his helmet, but
it
either
was
way,
a-
it was a pretty big hit.
it was a brutal hit, but like Herbert also kind of took it.
Well, he got up, took a knee, and he was
Yeah,
sitting
and
on
they
that knee
put
for
since
a
he
bit.
took a knee, they took the injury timeout to take, and then he was in the huddle, and the ref was like, "No, like you're in concussion protocol now." Like
You need to
he's-
go get
he-
looked at. And
Yeah.
I mean he just needs to go
They
get looked at.
the Chargers were upset with that because after that, Chase Daniel was just running around in circles.
Yeah, it did not look too well, but I mean either way, the Chargers are missing key players on offense, key players on defense. At this point, if Justin Herbert is out of the game, 49ers can capitalize on this,
Yes.
which they did while the Chargers were marching down the field. If Herbert was in, I would have saw a touchdown there. Just the way they were moving
honestly,
the ball.
honestly, yeah.
But
With that drive, yeah.
Yeah.
Now Monday Night Football, since we're going to touch on this for a couple minutes.
yeah,
Commanders, Eagles, NFC East showdown. It's gonna be a game.
this is in Philly. Now Philly has everything going for them right now. They're firing on all cylinders.
And the Commanders are fighting for getting out of last place. Okay, I'm not a whole lot there.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot there. It's going to be interesting to see what the Philadelphia Eagles do. It is home, so this is going to be
Commanders are better with Taylor Heineke in. If they start Carson Wentz, which I don't think they are, I think Taylor Heineke should have been the starter week 1.
It's just, I mean, people have been saying that a lot here lately, but you're paying somebody so
Yeah,
much money.
you paid Carson Wentz the money, which
Yeah.
fine. But that's kind of the. But now you're 4-5. You're halfway through the season. It's clearly not what you thought it was going to be. Now you're going to be fighting the rest of the way to get to a wild card spot. Let's be real, because the rest of the division has less than 4 losses, and that's Cowboys sitting at 6-3. Is the next one above them to even get out of last place. So Commanders are going to fight for a wild card for the rest of the year, probably.
Yeah.
And the only way they're going to do that is they're about 500 both home and away. Like, they're not any better home than they are away. So they're going to be fighting and scratching and crawling the whole way. And if they win tomorrow, Commanders have a solid chance to make it. But if they don't win tomorrow, I feel like the Commanders season is kind of on the brink. And I also feel like if they lose tomorrow, or not even let's say they lose tomorrow, but I would say Ron Rivera's on the chopping block if that game is not close.
Yeah. I mean, it just really all depends. See how the season keeps going. But Philadelphia Eagles, they need to maintain this momentum.
I got a question for you. Who's getting fired head coach-wise after this game tonight?
I wouldn't say after this game. I would say
it's going to happen.
I'm going to go ahead and call. If it doesn't happen after tonight, it will happen within the next 3 games.
I think Broncos head coach gets fired.
I will say Josh McDaniels will be fired before week 13.
I think both Chargers and Raiders head coach is going to get fired before the season ends. I think now, because the season's at a point now where they can recover and make a push, because they both have quarterbacks that can do it. They both have lineups that can do it. Jerry Jeudy might be out for the season, though, by the way, everybody.
Yeah, Jerry Jeudy is hurt.
Bad. Like, he was down bad.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, because the Raiders and the Broncos...
Other than them, who else?
I think that's it. I mean, everybody else, you got to let everything develop.
I think Texans will probably let their head coach go as well.
No, you got to let Lovie Smith keep going. I mean, he took over a shitty situation. Now...
How many times we can call it shitty before we start pointing the finger at somebody?
It is true. Now, Saints head coach, they need to figure something out as well. They're 3-7, and
I think Sean Payton is going to get hired as the head coach
if he's willing to come back.
I think he's willing to come back. I think he only retired just because of the situation in New Orleans.
It's going to be interesting to see.
Because he really wanted Drew Brees to keep going, and he didn't. So
Drew Brees just didn't have anything left in the tank. I mean, he said he was
hurt so
much. He was done. He looked back
at
that.
Monday Night Football, who do you got? I want to just say,
Eagles.
Eagles are going to probably dominate the hell out of that game.
I'm going to say Eagles, but let's just finish off Chargers and Niners before we get back to that game.
I hope my Niners can pull through offensively, which I don't know who has the ball right now.
I think it's a timeout.
There's either injury timeout or a timeout. We're not watching the game, guys. We're kind of trying to get back to it, honestly. I'm a Niner fan, clearly. This game is going to come down, I think, probably to a field goal.
It's going to come down to a field goal. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if Justin Herbert is back in. We have yet to see that, so I believe there's a timeout.
Chargers need this game in order to kind of hold their spot in the AFC West.
Yes.
And then the Niners need this game to kind of take over and to prove that they are contenders.
Yeah, and they're going to be one game behind the Seattle Seahawks, so this is a game to win for the Niners. This is a game
coming off of their bye week. They're healthy again. Like, I really think the Niners are going to come out this half and I think dominate. They seem like they moved the ball pretty easily coming out the gate. Got a field goal. I mean, they're not getting the red zone appearances that they want, but I think the Niners got it. They got it figured out. So far, coming out into the half, I mean, they're putting points on the board in the third quarter. Hopefully, they can put a little bit more. But I don't want to say the Chargers are going to quit, because if Herbert's in there and doesn't have a concussion, which I believe we probably would have seen a headline by now.
Yeah.
But we may have missed it. But Herbert, if he's in or if he's not, like, the chances for the Niners, if he's in, is going to be hard. If he's not in, the Niners have a pretty solid chance of kind of moving.
Yeah. Now, this has been fun. This has been our, let's argue halftime show. I think this is one of my favorite segments that we've been doing, just because it really does feel like a halftime show right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're cutting into the half, but
we're prolonging the game right now. But either way, this has been fun. I don't have anything else left to add on a Monday night or tonight. Obviously, if Justin Herbert is not in, I feel like San Francisco will win by a touchdown.
I hope.
I
hope they gotta tie this up or get the lead at some point.
If Justin Herbert is back in, which Justin Herbert is back in.
Okay, yeah, he's throwing the ball. Okay, he's back. So it's gonna be a tough one because Justin Herbert was balling out before that.
Yeah.
But for the ones that have been listening and watching, YouTube, I hope you guys come back to us. We were kind of absent for some time. We'll be able to get some of this, get some video content back to you guys. It's hard. We don't always have the same schedule going on. My schedule is very inconsistent. His is pretty much the same, but
there's been a lot of inconsistencies with. It's holiday season
this time of the year. Yeah,
it's where there's going to be so many other factors coming into play the next couple. I say next couple.
Probably
2 months.
Next month, guys. It's going to be rough.
But we may have something super exciting though.
Oh yeah.
Next weekend.
What's next weekend?
Next weekend.
What's next weekend?
Saturday.
Oh, yes. We'll keep you guys posted on that. We may be at the KU Texas game. Some tailgate content, maybe. Where no promises are made at the moment. We're trying to make that work.
If it does work, you will see a lot going on.
Yes, it'll be fun. It'll be entertaining.
And it's going to be College Game Day.
Yeah, College Game Day. Hopefully we'll be out there. We'll also do our own version of
College Game Day.
College Game Day for KU. Gonna have some fun. Other than that, thank you for listening. Please share, comment, like, subscribe, be a friend, tell a friend. If you didn't like it, we don't care. Other than that, guys, some merch is coming soon, and thank you for listening and watching. See you next time.
One love.